I figured out the audio issue I was having. A while back I had snapped the little tabs off the bottom of my GoPro case. The GoPro camera fits in there like so. I snapped those tabs off because I was tightening it down too hard. This is my head mount, of course. I was tightening it down too hard and they snapped off, and then the tabs on the head mount themselves had snapped off. Then I was tightening it down really super hard, the whole camera. Of course, I'm wearing a chest mounted case now, but I have another case like this one on my chest, and I was strapping that case down super tight to make up for that loss of space, and it was squeezing the whole new case that I have right now on my chest. It was squeezing it super tight, and I don't know why, but it was actually squeezing the camera. And just that little bit of extra tension or pressure or whatever was enough to make it sound like I was muffled, kinda. So I've had this chest mount for a while, and we're gonna go ahead and try it out now. I'm not real experienced with it, so I was gonna run a real-time video of an industrial route, but I might not go real-time because I want to botch the whole thing. But anyways, let's get to it. I found this stuff off camera. My battery was dead. It's a nice pair of boots, and this boots actually have an Ozark trail marking, outdoor equipment, and size 9, $25 price tag on them. So that's, you know, something just found out in the garbage. And then this is like a lacrosse hat, I think, maybe. Rugby, there it is, tag right there. That's a rugby helmet. That's like an old school football helmet. I found real nice aluminum pants. Dell Laptop. That was pretty good little find. It's got all the parts to it. There's the little panel off the back. They must have had some kind of problem with it and tried to fix it themselves or whatever the deal is and couldn't do it. But that's not a bad little laptop. It's a Dell Inspiron Windows 7. So that's a nice little get. The hard drive is there as well, although it was loose in the dumpster. So I probably, when I sell this, I probably won't sell the hard drive. I'll probably just take the board off of that and send it to boardsort.com. I used to make 3 mistakes when I used to do this. One is refrigerators. I used to just cut the lines off of them and let the air squirt out. And I guess that's not cool. It could be Freon or what have you in there. And I think you saw this other stuff in some of my other videos. Oh, the laptop actually had the proper adapter, and that's always nice to find the proper adapter for it. Anyways, I guess that could be Freon in some of those refrigerators. Refrigerators aren't so bad. They just kind of do a little bit, but air conditioners. I used to cut up air conditioners and let all that stuff squirt out of there. I don't do that anymore. Number 2, I used to, someone told me I could probably sell that pretty good in my flea market, that little aluminum bowl. I used to just smash CRT TVs, you know, the old school glass tube TVs. I used to just walk up to those with a big smashing bar and just smash them, smash the back off of them, and smash that glass. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. That's also bad. And actually, those first 2 things are probably illegal and could get you a nice fine for sure, because they're both hazardous waste. I scored this little PS4 when I was doing laundry, and in my laundry video, my multitasking video, I'll put the link for that down below. I found that same night. I didn't record it for some reason. Actually, it was sitting outside this Take-Two Rentals place, and I wasn't sure if it was abandoned. Maybe that's why I didn't record it. So I took it and went back the next day and asked him about it, and he said normally he'll part them out, but this one had cockroaches in it. So I'm just gonna let it sit here for a while and let that situation clear up. It doesn't have a hard drive in it either. Number 3, laptop computers. I used to just sell them as they were with the hard drive still in them, and I really didn't understand what I was doing for a while. And then I kind of thought, well, you know, if someone takes that information and uses it, that's on their head, you know. But then I kind of thought, well, I'm opening the door for that to happen, so I'm gonna take those hard drives out of computers from now on. So that's 3 things that a beginner could be doing out there. I just slowly learned those things, and I probably shouldn't have done them to begin with. My problem is I never had YouTube to watch to learn this kind of stuff. I mean, I could have. I just I really wasn't aware of YouTube. I just didn't really understand what it was until a few years ago. I had found some bags of cell phones and circuit boards, and I Googled it. Actually, I Yahoo'd it, and I came to a guy named Moose Scrapper, and he does YouTube videos about scrapping stuff. And that was basically my first introduction to YouTube. And then a year or two, sometime after that, I ran into a similar situation, and then I kind of learned that, well, I can make my own videos about this stuff. And that's part of how I got into it. Moose Scrapper, the Moose Scrapper channel, he's been around for a while. I don't think he's actually been doing it for a living, but he makes some nice videos and stuff. Very informational, very good for learning. The thing with YouTube is you don't necessarily want to watch one person and do what they do. What you want to do is you want to get a group of video makers and watch some of their different stuff, because a lot of the things that one person does isn't going to be falling into your wheelhouse, you know, so you kind of mix and match to what suits you, you know. Here's the deal with this industrial complex, industrial park. It goes about 4 blocks that way, 2 blocks that way, so it's going to be 8 big square blocks. The good thing about holidays that fall on Mondays, such as Memorial Day today, is that this garbage hasn't been picked up Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and most likely Friday. So it's going to be a nice buildup of stuff. That can be bad because there can be too much stuff, but overall it's good just because it gets real sloppy and there might be just stuff laying on the ground. And anyways, Monday holidays, always a good time to go out and look for stuff. I'll get a new head strap here in a minute, but I wanted to try this chest strap out, and this is a good excuse to do so at this point. So hopefully I've fixed the audio. Yay. Video, not so good. I've never worn a chest strap dumpster diving. If I don't find a whole lot in this industrial complex, there's a big apartment complex down there, and then another one over there. Let's go see what we can find. See, with my head strap, I can show you what's down in that dumpster. So a head straps is going to definitely be better for this activity anyways. I couldn't tell what I was looking at. It's actually an axe head down in there. Let's see how this chest strap does. Hey, it's good for this kind of stuff though. When I'm actually up on the dumpster, I can just tell that's a perfect angle. But this angle with my head looking down in there, that's I'm sure that's not a very good view for you right now. But here, check that out. Nice little axe head. Stupid handle. It's strong enough to where I can't bust it off of there. Weak enough to where it breaks. That's pretty lame. That's probably not good stuff to be breathing either, the dust that's coming out of there. Oh, I think that almost did it. It's definitely dangerous. You hit that the wrong way, come flipping back out at you. So I just have experience with banging stuff on edges of dumpsters, so be very careful out there doing anything like this. So I'm just gonna run through this whole place. I have a feeling this might have been a really cool real-time video, being the extra day for stuff to gather, especially at the apartment complexes. Not so much here though, you know, because it's normal business hours. But you know, even at these businesses, people could have been gearing up for Memorial Day weekend, and they could have chucked some stuff in the garbage, you know. Gonna be a short work week, so they wanted to get stuff done on Friday, you know, get rid of this and do that, you know. Alright, from here on out, I'm just gonna turn the camera on when I find stuff in dumpsters. Chunky extension cord action going on here. Quick find. If you could drive around all day finding this stuff, you'd literally be wealthy. This just goes to my point where it's just not common knowledge out there in society where how much this stuff is actually worth. You know, I mean, nice little pieces of brass on these hoses. I'm gonna cut off of there as well. So let's see. That's probably a good extension cord, but I find so many extension cords. I'm just gonna take it to the scrapyard, and there could be some problem with it while they threw it away. Lots of times there is a big cut in it, or like messed up prongs, or something maybe you can't see just went wrong down in there. There's a little rip in the insulation there. Anyways, I'm not even gonna waste any time looking. I could keep this for myself, I suppose, you know. There's a... I don't see any bad damage. Anyways, that's just one of the things I don't question. There's a pretty good gouge in it, but I don't waste time. Even looking at those, I just scrap them. These little brassy bits on the ends of these hoses. It's actually pretty good money. Nice little pieces of brass. I get clean brass for that. I have to do things a little differently. This angle from the chest makes me work at a different position. Normally I'd have this down on my thigh, pinning it against my thigh for leverage. There it is. I'll get dirty brass for that. It's because it's got the metal on there. I could take the time to get that off of there, but it's on there pretty good. Don't waste time messing around doing stuff like that. Just get it done. We got lots of stuff to go see. Down the road we go. I'll cut all the cords, all the plugs off these extension cords, so that'll be all clean price. I'm not gonna mess around right now. We've got an hour, maybe an hour and a half of good light left. And actually I didn't bring my flashlight, so I'm just gonna get it down. Hey, there we go. There's some damage. See, I didn't even see that. I could have sat there and looked for a couple minutes and I might not have seen that. I just happened to get lucky right there. Just caught a glimpse. That's definitely a shot. I mean, you could wrap tape around it if you want, but you get my drift. Men that do a lot of work generally won't throw away high quality extension cords, you know. And it happens, but there's usually something there. So the head mount makes me look like Scrap Vulture. This mount, I suppose, makes me look like Scrap Bumblebee, maybe. My little antennas. Little something here. Boxes full of stuff. Broken tape measure. Not sure what that is. Homemade something or other. It's kind of weird. Guess I'll take it. Not sure what it's supposed to be. This door hinge looks like brass. It's just metal. Electrical tape. It's actually been sitting in the hot heat. I got it up here in front of my face. I need to put it in front of my chest, don't I? It's been sitting in some hot heat. It's good and melted. When these dumpsters sit in direct summer heat, they can really get hot. Electrical tape's ruined. So I know people might be tired of me talking about the food and dumpsters, but any food in a hot dumpster in the summer is liable to just be funky, no matter what it is. So you just don't know until you open it, and there's no way around it. In fact, no matter what anyone says. Oops, I didn't mean to dump that. What was it? Let's see what this is. It feels like another hinge. Oh yeah, look at that, brand new hinge. Huh. Where'd the other one go? It's not bad. Until I drop it. I have just always scrapped those. I really don't care. But now that people tell me I can sell stuff at flea markets, maybe I'll give it a try. I just have a feeling a lot of this stuff that I'll take to the flea market is just not going to sell. I don't have the strong flea market action the way that other places, like Taco Stacks, that flea market he goes to, that big outdoor open deal. It's like people are getting off tour buses and just streaming by those places. It's just huge and super popular. My flea market booth is nothing like that. Hey, look at that. There's a door handle. I'm just going to scrap it. I don't know if it's complete. I'm not going to take the time to find out either. There's another one. Well, this probably needs the proper mounting screws, and it's actually floating around in there loose. Lots of times stuff's in the garbage for a reason, although those are probably the screws, but it's got too much to do, man. It's all good at the scrapyard, you know. Little box of Christmas lights. No, it's not. What is it? Ah, little all-purpose light holders for Christmas lights. I'm sure that would probably sell at a flea market, but I just find too much stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter if I have a flea market booth or not. It's just overwhelming amount of stuff out here. Too much for one person to handle. Although these door handles are getting kind of interesting. See, that one's missing everything. See that? So I could spend an hour just messing with those door handles alone to find out. I need to go to the hardware store and buy the bolts that they didn't have that led to them throwing away to begin with. That's an interesting dumpster though, huh? Just a bunch of rubbish after that. Alrighty then. I just picked up a tack out of my front tire. I don't have slime in that one yet, and it's got a slow leak. I was hoping I didn't drive it all the way in there, but it was enough to pop it. That's the problem around these dumpsters. I've got slime in my back tire, but I don't have it in my front tire yet because that's the first flat I got. So I'm gonna slime that dude up now. If I had slime in there right now, all I would have to do is pull that tack out of there and just roll down the street and get that wheel spinning, and the slime would seal it up. It's not even an issue. But I don't have slime in it yet. That's what I was waiting for. When it comes to new tires, I'll wait till they pop once and then slime them up. With little punctures like that, and nails and thorns and little screws and stuff, as long as it's not a big puncture, that slime is just wonderful. It's just, I just can't say that enough times. But this little scooter is light enough to where I can roll for a while with flat tires. I could barely even notice when the back one went flat, so I'm gonna find out what the front one being flat's like now. There's just very little weight riding on that thing, so it'll be alright. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the video. This dumpster belongs to some Amazon sellers. I don't know where they get all their stuff at. I'll give you a look at this. See all that stuff in there? That's all the stuff they know they can't sell on Amazon. I'm not sure where they get all this junk at. There's tons of stuff though. That's always filled up with old CDs and DVDs and stuff nobody wants to buy on Amazon, you know. What did I run into here? Big old pieces of copper wire. If I saw that right. Hopefully I saw that right. Oh yeah. It's actually copper tubing. Get some of this stuff out of the way. Chest mount definitely has its drawbacks. Puts too much of this stuff out there. That's probably a great angle right there for a chest mount. Too bad I couldn't be like that all the time. But this is all copper. I thought it was copper wire when I first saw it. Insulated copper wire. It's actually tubing, which is better, much better. Nice big chunky pieces too. This stuff, this insulation is real easy to pull off, but I'm not going to do it right now. Try to show you as much stuff as I can in the daylight. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. That's a great copper score there. Piece of tin metal. Flatten that dude out. There's what I saw. I saw a piece of copper and then I saw this. I thought it was going to be a bunch of this stuff here. If I can get it off, there we go. I thought it was going to be a bunch of that Romex. I pulled up, that's what I saw. And I saw a little bit of copper, I think. Like, they cut the end of that. Cut those two pieces like that. That's just a bunch of stinky garbage now. There it is. they could all be like that, we'd be in business, you know it? So these holiday Mondays are actually a lot like any typical Sunday. Yahtzee! There's a chair in here. It's hard telling with some of these patio chairs what they are. Ouch. The one difference, it's all aluminum. Support bars. The support bars are steel. The frame's aluminum. I'm just gonna make a mental note of this one and come back on the way home and get it. I can easily carry it. I don't want to flopping around, or not flopping around, but I don't want to have it on the top of my tote while I go do all this other stuff. It's no problem swinging back by here on the way home. The difference between a holiday Monday and a typical Sunday is there's just literally not a single person anywhere around here, you know, which is great for dumpster diving. Sundays there's usually not a lot of people, but you know, there might be someone doing something or other to do this and that, but on holidays, man, it's just a ghost town. The chest mount would be perfect if all the dumpsters were this short, huh? Here's the real reason I turned the camera on here. I want to show you this dumpster. Oh, it's pretty empty, really. This is a granite and marble store. And actually, you see those two pieces right down there in the center of the frame? It does look like they came off of a table or something. Each corner has been rounded. I suppose they could have been drilling for some reason. I don't know exactly what it is. But anyways, these marble and granite scraps, for the right person, could just be a wonderful thing to come get, because this is garbage. I mean, they throw out literally tons of this stuff, and it's just going to the landfill. So, like someone making their own little desks, and I don't know, I'm not familiar with that kind of stuff, but little side tables, and that could be very valuable to the right person. Something sitting here. I don't know if many of you seen it, but I've shown how I'm grabbing these bags before. See how I got that bag? I'm not using my fingertips ever whatsoever when I do this. Well, my voice doesn't usually crack, but that might have something to do with hanging upside down. But see that? You don't want to grab these bags. You see how the first time it ripped? And that was with even using my knuckles. A lot of these bags will be weak, so if you grab them with your fingertips, see, it'll just rip like that. But if you just grab it, see how I got that? That's how I'm taking those things and just flinging them. And if the plastic rips like that, it's not going to get you dirty or nothing, you know. That's a cool little pan. Or not pan, but whatever you want to call it. Aluminum LAO pot. Maybe a letter's worn off or something. See, like I'm just grabbing these bags, like just throwing them, you know. It's just, don't ever use your fingertips doing this. That probably explains to a lot of people. Nice aluminum pot. The aluminum foot pedal from a drum set. Spark plug wire. That probably explains to a lot of people my fingerless gloves, how I'm doing this. I mean, I'm not going to tell anyone to wear gloves like this. But like if I'm wearing full fingered gloves, they'll get wet, and if I do touch something gross, it's stuck in the fabric and you can't just wipe it off, and the gloves get sick and gross. And wet gloves, it's just nasty. With full finger gloves, you don't have the dexterity, the pinpoint dexterity, the coordination. And for like little screws and stuff, taking little screws out of stuff and breaking, scrapping and all that stuff, breaking stuff down, I just have to take the gloves on and off. And it's just, to me, full finger gloves are just kind of a nightmare. But that's just because I've been doing this for a long time, you know. But I'm not telling anybody to wear these kind of gloves because a newbie might cut themselves or something. So, because if you're not used to it, you can definitely cut your fingers up and stuff. So I'm just explaining why I do what I do. And grabbing those bags like that also stops you from sticking your fingers down in there and getting poked by stuff. When you grab it like that, you're just grabbing the plastic bag. You can see exactly what you're doing. And just grab that outside plastic bag rather than sticking your fingers down in there where something can poke you, you know. That's how I don't get poked by stuff. Toaster. There's actually a great big microwave in there. Just gonna leave it alone for now. Charlotte Russe something. Those actually looks like some pretty good, decent shoes for a lady. Get you a look at what I'm doing here. All these shoes in here. They look like they're in pretty good shape. They're clean. Very little use. But I don't think there's a whole lot of resale value in them. I mean, that's acceptable condition, isn't it? I mean, I guess they're used, but it's just not my thing. I just don't know. Great big one. Once upon a time, I would take these microwaves, but the motors seem to be, or the transformers seem to be big pieces of aluminum now, and there's really not worth a whole lot. That big microwave might be worth maybe $2 for that big microwave, you know. Like I said, if I needed to keep the electricity on tomorrow, like if they're gonna shut it off, or if I need to pay rent, or I had kids to feed, and I absolutely needed that $2, I would take it. I used to take those all the time. I got in the habit of that though when the prices were up, you know. Some decent little stuff in here. Actually, I'm gonna take that towel, and I'm gonna take this blanket. I can put those in the rabbit cage. Little indicator out here, some good stuff. Some decent blue jeans. I'll take blue jeans all day long. Shorts. Those are nice. What I'll do with these shoes is I'll put them out here like this for someone to see. They look like they're clean enough and nice enough for someone to look. And I'll put these up here like this so they know the rest of them are in here. That will also catch the eye if a scrapper drives through here, and he'll come and get this microwave. Three pair of decent blue jeans though. Everybody likes buying blue jeans if they fit. I've left the industrial complex area and I'm into a big apartment complex. So like with that big microwave, look at that pair of headphones. That's a nice pair of headphones, you know what? Nice and clean. Zalman. Look at that. Almost brand new. But that big microwave, you know, I mean, I could take that if I wanted to, but that's really not what I'm doing out here. I'm out here hunting valuable stuff, you know. Microwave that big, that's just counterproductive for what I'm doing. It's just the price I pay, you know. Got a vacuum cleaner down here. See if I can relieve it of its cord. It's really stuck in there good. Oh. Anyways, what I was saying, that big vacuum cleaner, that's the price I pay for being highly mobile, you know. And a $2 microwave just absolutely doesn't make up for a high degree of mobility, you know. There's a little microwave right there. Believe it or not, this little old microwave is heavier than that last big, newer microwave I showed you. What's up, bud? So this little one's coming with me right there. And I saw a couple comments, people talking about carrying stuff down there, but I didn't know this, and I suppose a lot of people don't, but these scooters are specifically made to carry cargo down there. There's actually little hooks. There's actually little hooks down there to hook stuff onto and everything. So they were specifically designed to carry cargo between your feet. Now granted, I'm probably violating the load limit, but they're designed for it though. I'm going to reorganize this load as soon as I get out of this complex. I'm just not going to hang out here and do it. No need spending any more time. You have to. Not everybody is okay with you going through their trash. I'm sure you can imagine. Even though I'm not going through anyone's trash, that doesn't mean that's not what it looks like to other people. You know what I mean? Some drug dealer or someone with some heavy warrants out on them spot you going through their trash. You know, just who knows what's out there, you know, out here in reality, you know. In and out. Nice neutral location. I'm gonna organize this up real quick. I thought that was a blanket. It's a, I don't know what that is. Some kind of hoodie made out of fake wool or something or other. I don't know. So what I've done is put something a little more civilized down there. Everything's nice and neat. Those clothes are all down here in the stash hole. And this microwave and pan, and you might not be able to see it, but there's a considerable amount of space left in there to stick stuff. I can hang stuff from these copper pipes off the back, so I could go for a long time. I removed the door off that microwave. That's what helps a lot. I don't know if you noticed that. I'm gonna throw the piece of plastic away. Some scrapyards might not take those microwave doors. You just have to check with your yard. I didn't intentionally take off that piece of plastic. Nothing to do with the scrapyard or anything. I just came off while I was taking the door off. Scrapyards will take, well, where I live anyways, scrapyards take tin and stuff that have plastic and other stuff stuck to them. It's just called tin shred. That piece of plastic came off of there, and the plastic became totally worthless, so it's garbage. When tin shred with plastic and stuff goes through the shredder, those pieces of plastic and material and rubber and non-metal stuff, it gets ground up into a real fine dust, coming out one spot of the shredding device, and they just pile it up, and what they do with it from there, I'm not sure. It's all gonna be like plastic and rubber, and there's a neat little table in there, but it's beat up bad. Yeah, just an amazing amount of different stuff, so I'm not sure what they do with it. For that matter, I don't know what scrapyards do with a lot of the stuff. Hopefully they're not shipping it down to like the Gulf of Mexico and shipping it off to some other country. I don't know if you ever seen any of those e-waste videos, but I'm gonna link one up down there right now. In the description, there's a link for a video. It's kind of a dated video, but it all still holds true. You can find new ones if you look for it in YouTube or Google search engine. It's like a lot of the e-waste and CRT TVs and stuff. Check out that link down in the description. I get questions sometimes about what do the scrapyards do with stuff, and actually, you know, after the scrapyard, after the local scrapyard step, I don't know what the next step is. I know there's mills, refineries and stuff, but I don't have any idea what the true next step is. I've never been exposed to that, so. Scrapyards are paying big money for a lot of this stuff, so I can't see them just shipping it away to get rid of it. They got to be selling it to somebody. For a profit, you know, a big profit. So whoever's paying that big money for it isn't just giving it, you know, trying to get rid of it somewhere. I think a lot of those e-waste dumping sites that you'll see in that video I linked up down there, I think a lot of that stuff is actually from like non-profits and probably thrift stores and charities and stuff who are receiving all that stuff for free, so they don't have any money wrapped in it, and they're looking for a way to get rid of it, you know. So I don't think scrapyards would be paying big money to buy stuff and then find a way to get rid of it. You know, they got to go up the scale making money. So scrapyards should be pretty clean. But them thrift stores and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that stuff is what's getting shipped over to those other countries. The places where they'll take your recycling items for free. You know what I mean? Those are the places that are probably suspects. I don't have any details past the scrapyard though. So if you're gonna watch that video, or you have watched videos like that, or you're going to watch videos like that, it looks awful, but the main problem with it is the way, once it gets to those locations in other parts of the world, it's the way the people are going about scrapping it is the main problem. Of course, shipping it there knowing they're not doing it properly is also wrong, but there's right ways to do that kind of stuff, and they're just not doing it. So it's not, I mean, there's a point where people gotta take responsibility for themselves, you know. I mean, everybody blaming someone else in this world makes this world a pretty weird place. So bottom line, you know, do what's right, everyone up and down the line. and those problems just don't exist, you know. These are the worst dumpsters to get on. See this right here? It was manufactured improperly. See that piece of steel sheet sticking up above where it's not flush with the top bar. Every now and then you can find a dumpster like that. The quality control man was slacking that day, and it digs right into your hip bones. Because most of the time I'm on my hip bones, not on my belly. Those are bad news. Nice little aluminum blinds here. I'll just take them like so, bend them up. So, well, the sun is just now setting. Let's see if I can get you a good shot of it. So at the beginning of the video, you saw where the sun was at in the sky. And I don't know if you can get a good look at that or not. Little red clouds over there on the horizon. However long that was, I think it was a little less than an hour and a half. I scored everything you've seen me score here, so that was one little route I ran. It wasn't even a complete route. I'm still going to dive on the way home, and I'll show you stuff until it gets dark, or I get home, whichever comes first. The Goodwill happens to be directly on my way home, so we're going to sneak in here real quick. And I'm sure since they closed Sunday, and this being a holiday, these dumpsters have probably been ravished by dumpster divers already, so. How you doing? And the Goodwill is still open, so immediately I will leave. And the last thing I want is confrontations ever dumpster diving. Avoid it at all costs. I just gave a friendly wave and pulled away. He is actually throwing stuff in that dumpster though. I can't believe they're open on a holiday. Oh, you know what that was? Aha! That wasn't a Goodwill guy. Well, it might have been a Goodwill guy. I have to look at his t-shirt in the video, but I think that was a cleaning service, a janitor service. Maybe it's a Goodwill affiliation. He was wearing a blue t-shirt, so I didn't look at him long enough. But there are cars back there too, so I bet they're taking advantage of the holiday weekend, and they got a cleaning service in there going to town. He just threw out a little bag of stuff, a little bag of garbage, it looked like. Little aluminum chair in here, real nice and clean too. Let's see. It doesn't even look like it's been used. Oh, it's missing a leg. Okay, it's getting too dark out here for the camera. I can still see fine, but the camera's gonna need a flashlight at this point. So this is going to be the final score on video. I'm actually going to go run by that Goodwill and just out of curiosity see if I was right for sure. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching. I like these wing nuts on here. I wish they were all like that. Hopefully that's how the new ones are made. What do you think?